So by requiring the two features, we made the machines more expensive.
So after po nun, we have almost 600,000 delisted.
QR pakatapos pa yun. Gusto namin makita talaga yung bilangan, di ba?
My staff and I will come to the conclusion that it's the law which requires the multiple transmissions at the precinct level. Then I will have to urge the Comelec to follow the law.
In the approved budget of the commission, which were removed and given a zero budget, Madam Chair, such as the
Yes, because of the removal of the item for hiring and the other preparations, regardless of the removal of those, we have to hew strictly to the purpose on the line item, which is conduct and supervision. At this juncture, I don't think ballot printing and verification, the acquisition of laptops, constitute conduct and supervision. They are preparatory and they are legitimate, no doubt. But I have very serious concerns about the transfers of funds like this. Yes, Senator Tolentino, please.
Madam Chair, is the chair trying to not imply, but stating categorically that in an election period, there are three stages: the preparatory, the conduct, and the post-election period. So is the chairperson implying that the second stage is the one involved in this budgetary allocation, or is it the entire process as being expounded by the good chairman? So which is which?
Yes, thank you very much, Senator Tolentino. It's exactly what I'm saying po. That the line item is very clear that it's a conduct and supervision and not preparatory pre-election activities that is
yung mga items like the list ng machines, the laptops, the ballot printing, ballot boxes, hindi po yun, Madam Chair, sa 12 billion. Yung po, Madam Chair, ay doon sa 23 billion as mentioned by the Honorable Chairperson. Yun na po yung nakasama na, hindi pa po yung 12 billion. Wala pa po kami nagagamit, Madam Chair, sa 12 billion pesos.
all right. Okay. So the 12 billion that was added, has any of this been obligated?
Wala pa po, Madam Chair.
So the 12 billion is intact.
That's right,
What
Madam
is
Chair.
the intent? What will you use to what do you intend to do with the 12 billion that was added during BICAM?
Madam Chair, as we submitted to the committee, and we will resubmit to the committee, Madam Chair, kasama po doon yung the additional 1 billion for the transmission of the results, because doon po sa na-approve na budget sa amin, Madam Chair, almost 400 million lang po yung nabigay sa transmission. The transmission of the results will cost almost 1.4 billion pesos. Number two, Madam Chair, we intend that to use really for the, as mentioned by yours truly, Madam Chair, yung pong overtime namin from here on until the election and even after the election, wala rin po kasi. Education and the information campaign, zero din po yung binigay na budget sa amin kasi, Madam Chair. So we are going to have new machines and we have to go around the country to demo and properly and fully explain the how to use and the machines and such other items, Madam Chair.
Yes, we recognize the Minority Leader, Coco Pimentel, the previous chairman of the self-same committee. Yes, so itong 12 billion na dagdag, you intend to use it for expenses for the conduct and supervision squarely of the election. Wala nang pre-election or preparatory expenses.
Yes, Madam Chair. Hopefully, we will be able to do that in the
Pero
event.
pinapakita nyo, hindi naman aabot ng 12 billion.
Yes, Madam Chair. And that's the reason why, as correctly again pointed out by the Honorable Chairperson, it may form part later on of the savings of the Commission or whatever will not be spent for purposes of making an award. Yung po matitipid namin sa procurement, Madam Chair, may form part of the...
12 billion, how much do you anticipate will actually be utilized in 2025?
Madam Chair, mga 6 to 8 billion po.
Kaya nga so you will still have quite a bit of money thereafter.
Hopefully po, Madam Chair, yes.
As a constitutional body, you are allowed to retain whatever so-called savings are on hand.
Yes, Madam Chair. Maybe, hopefully, we can use that for purposes po. As pointed out before in the previous hearing of this committee, wala po yung pagpapagawa po ng ilang Comelec offices po namin. We can use that already.
Tagal na kayong humihingi niyan. At nagulat nga ako kasi bakit yung 12 billion binigay para sa referendum and plebiscite when in fact yung hinihingi ninyo iba naman, yung salary upgrades, yung ating opisina and so on. Pero nangyari na yan sa BICAM, ano bang gagawin natin dito? So ito yung ide-deklara ninyo as savings, is that correct? 12 billion, ano ba yung status na? Yes, Minority Leader, we're now discussing the 12 billion inserted during the BICAM because it seems to be a floating sum and we're not entirely certain what will become of it.
Is the amount exact 12 billion or 12.9? Sa table na naalala ko, I see a 12.9.
Yes, Madam Chair, Your Honor, yung 1 billion po, almost 1 billion po kasi dun sinama sa election preparation. Yung 12 billion po kasi yun yung nakalagay po, Madam Chair, sa item na recall initiative, referendum, and supervision of the conduct of election.
I thought that was only one line and then 12.9. Dalawa pala.
Dalawa
Two
po,
lines.
yes, Madam Chair.
Sige pa. Thank you, Madam Chair.
So, okay, the intent is to declare savings since only 6 to 8 billion is anticipated.
Yes, Madam Chair, hopefully.
So hopefully you'll be able to declare savings.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, we should save quite a bit of it. 6 to 8 billion is very generous. Ang laki nun yan. 1 billion lang yung transmission, di ba? Or even less.
Yes, Madam Chair. But however po, yung overtime po kasi ng mga empleyado namin on a per month basis, mga more or less po 100.
Ayoko naman
50
sabihin
million.
na sila na walang overtime, pero totoo naman yun. Okay, on Miru systems, if there are no questions from the Minority Leader with regard to budget, aside from the insertion of 12 billion, let's proceed to the Miru. Yes po.
Ito na lang po. Basta if an agency is given 12 billion and the agency is able to save 6 of the 12 billion, that's not good planning, Madam Chair. I mean, that's reflective of the lack of planning at the highest levels of government. So, next time, wag na natin ulitin yung ganyang ginagawa.
Here. Yes, definitely. That's very, very poor projection and certainly should not be repeated. On the Miru systems, therefore, it was reported that aside from Miru, there were 3 other companies participating in the market survey. Did these other companies buy bid documents? Ano nangyari? Kasi nag-showcase po tayo dyan sa Philippine Plaza Sofitel. Ang dami-daming exhibitors. Tuwan-tuwa tayo because we appear to have so many alternatives. In the end, we had failure of bidding and a single bidder surfaced. Ba't nagkaganon?
Yes, Madam Chair, Your Honor. During the first round of bidding, which happened sometime December of 2023, 3 po ang bumili ng bid documents natin. And unfortunately, doon sa 3 yon, isa lang po yung nag-submit ng bid doc sa commission. Yun po yung Miru system. But which after po na ma-determine yung mga sa requirements ng technical as well and the documents, it would appear at that time na disqualified po, declared ineligible yung Miru during the first. Ang dalawa po ang defects ng kanilang submission. Number 1, yung isang dokumento po, hindi po siya translated into English. Second po, yung liability, especially po ng joint venture, hindi po nakalagay na jointly and severally. Jointly lang po ang nakalagay. Very important po, under the Procurement Act, dapat po jointly and severally. So, dineclare pong ineligible ang Miru. And so, pumunta po kami itong nakaraang January 2024 sa second round of bidding. Sa second round po, Madam Chair, 6 naman po ang bumili ng bid documents. Ang bid document po namin ay 75,000 pesos ang isa. And sa 6 po yun, during the date of the submission, unfortunately again, Madam Chair, Miru lang po ang nag-submit. If I may please enumerate the 6. Dominion Voting System in the Philippines, AMA Group Holdings.
So Smartmatic, which you already had pre-disqualified, isn't that correct?
It would appear, Madam Chair, na nagkahiwala yata po yung Dominion at Smartmatic. Yes, Madam Chair.
I mean, that's very clear from the Florida cases and elsewhere, right?
That's right, Madam
So
Chair.
Dominion, aka Smartmatic, ano pa po?
Indra Philippines, Madam Chair, AMA Group Holdings Corporation, Electrotech Consultant and Management Incorporated, of course, Smartmatic bought the bidding docs, Miru System Company Limited.
Did Smartmatic attempt to bid given that they were pre-disqualified?
I think, Madam Chair, it's a matter of legal strategy. They will have to reiterate. They will have to go to the Supreme Court. There is now a case in the Supreme Court, Madam Chair.
I see. So that's part and parcel of their case. The entanglement with Dominion was not explained.
Well, not explained, Madam Chair, although, of course, the Commission is fully aware of what happened before, especially the cases mentioned by the good chairperson in the United States.
So therefore, Miru ended up as a sole bidder for 19 billion, the contract for 2025, and they presumably rectified the two defects in their previous bid documents. Is that correct?
That's correct. During the eligibility part, the TWG and the SBAC of the Commission determined na nag-qualify naman po yung Miru. And then during the post-qualification, the review of the documents naman po, nakita na compliant ang Miru sa technical, financial, and legal po.
Pero yung sinabi mo kanina, yung walang English translation, no
Correct.
jointly and severally, na-rectify na yun.
Yes, Madam Chair, corrected
Okay,
na po.
so you were pleased with that. However, I recall that even in the first round of bidding, there were already allegations that the track record of Miru was not very good. In Congo, for example, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, 45.1% of all polling stations experienced problems with the technology. In another report, 75% of voting machines malfunctioned in Iraq. And that, in fact, in Iraq, votes were finally counted manually. So, can Miru systems confirm that some areas in Iraq had to resort to manual counting? Is this a reliable system if you redound to manual due to the failure of the automated? Would somebody from Miru like to answer regarding your track record, particularly in Iraq po?
먼저 이라크에 대해서 말씀드리겠습니다.
First, we'll talk about the situation in Iraq.
이라크에 수동 카운팅한 것은 기계가 잘못되거나 개표 과정이 잘못된 것이 아니고 그 당시에 여당이 다시 카운팅하기를 했기 때문에 다시 확인하기 위해서 다시 카운팅한 겁니다.
Regarding the manual count in Iraq, there was no defects or problems with the machines that was placed there, or any counting or any tallying results. Rather, the incumbent was persistent on doing the manual recount.
3개월에 걸쳐서 리카운팅했는데 정확도가 99.9%로 정확히 나왔기 때문에 아직도 이라크에서는 저희 기계를 계속 쓰고 있습니다.
And with the 3 months that took place for the recounts, the results came out 99.9% accurate of the tally results with our machines. And so therefore, Iraq also is continually using our systems.
그리고 이의제기하는 뉴스는 루저 컴플레인으로서 많이 나올 수 있지만은 결국 결과가 좋았다는 팩트가 프루프 됐다는 그거에 대해서는 뉴스를 안 하기 때문에 안 알려진 것이지, 결과가 좋았기 때문에 저희는 계속 고객으로서 서비스를 하고 있습니다.
And it's still the opposition, the losing parties who continue to pose these issues. But in fact, there's proof that the manual recount there was no issue with the manual recount. But all these good news, all these good results are not in the news outlets, are not broadcasted. So, but therefore, the Iraq continues to be our customer clients and continue to use our systems.
Did they use your systems after 2018?
지난 2023년 12월 달이 세 번째 한 거고, 18년, 21년, 18, 21, 23, three elections.
3 times after, including 2018, 2021, And 2020, recently, 2023, yes.
Yes, there have been widespread reports about 75% of the machines actually malfunctioning in the
그,
first round of voting. Is that correct?
통보. 이거는 이라크 얘기가 아닌데.
I think I can answer this one,
Yes,
ma'am.
please.
Actually, there was what they call special voting, just like early voting 2 days prior to the actual election in 2023. There was a little parameter that was miscommunicated within the group of our team and the elections commission.
Are you
So-
saying it did malfunction?
No, it didn't malfunction. It just didn't. The transmission was not done correctly for the early election. Okay, early voting. I'm sorry.
So apparently the entire first round, at least 75% was discredited and had to be repeated.
No, ma'am. That's why they have backups. That's why they have backups.
The backup was manual.
No, there's a digital backup, 2 digital backups. One in USB flash and one's in the hard disk. And the paper ballot is obviously the third backup.
So if you're saying that there was no malfunction?
No,
or
no,
there
ma'am.
was-
No. The transmission. What they're mentioning was the transmission failure for the early voting, but that counts to less than 1%. That's the early voting.
You're saying
So
it's not 75% as
no, ma'am.
universally
That's
reported, but
that's
1%. Is that correct?
that's less than 1% for transmission failure. Okay, transmission failure. Okay, it was not the machine that was failed. So we actually we corrected the situation for the actual voting 2 days later. The actual voting day was very successful. We also have the letter stated by the Prime Minister of Iraq saying it was very successful election. Well, we provided that to Comelec as part of our submission.
Yes, I understand you do have some kind of certification from the Iraqi
Yes.
government. Is that correct?
Yeah, from the Prime
Yeah.
Minister.
International watchdogs or observers who have reinforced that claim.
Yes, we can get that for you. They also have UNAMI. It's a part of UN, oversees the entire.
Okay, would be
Okay.
great. We would be grateful if you could submit copies of the same to this body, to this committee.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, because to date we have none of that evidence. And further, can Miru comment on reports that 45.1% of polling stations in the Democratic Republic of Congo experienced problems in 2018, the same year?
Congo.
In Congo, what actually happened? They said that there was a failure in the polling stations in Congo. Almost half. That's
Yeah.
quite a large number.
마담 체어맨, 만약에 45%가 기가 페일러 났으면은 그 나라에서 난리가 나지. 결과 다 끝내고 했는데 그 너무 과장된 소문일 뿐이다. 네.
Madam Chair, the 45.1%, that is a very over-exaggerated percentage.
그 정도면
So you are saying it's not 45%, but in fact, there were polling stations where there were problems. If it's not 45, how much? How much failure was there actually?
저희 기계는 그 이라크나 콩고 쪽 경험상
Congo, please, not
예,
Iraq.
오케이. 예. 정확한 숫자는 우리는 기계를 딜리버렉 때는 알 수 없지만은 되게 기계에 장애나는 것은 뭐 수천 대에 불과하고 이번에 딜레이 된 것은 그 로지스틱 문제 때문에 그 장비가 늦게 도착해서 그렇게 카운트가 된 거지. 그 늦게 다음날 딜레이 됐더라도 기계는 잘 작동해서 잘 끝났다라고 알고 있다고.
Madam Chair, to explain the situation in Congo, for the actual percentage, we do not have the actual percentage, but there are only a few malfunctions. And also, the 45% to 45.1% is really due to the delay in the logistics. Logistics is out of our scope of our company. We only deliver to only key cities, and then the election commission are the ones who are in the scope of doing the logistics.
Yes, the
And so
concern
this-
is that there was an international outcry following the Congo elections in 2018. France and Belgium questioned the results, for example, publicly and international fora. Also, the Catholic Church vehemently questioned the results and said that they were falsified to a grave degree.
그 콩고의 경우는 2015년도에 프랑스 업체가 시범 사업을 했는데 이제 저희가 2017년도에 메인 컨트랙트로 하려고 했기 때문에 유럽의 많은 데서 굉장히 그 한국 업체가 그 독재자 카빌라랑 연합해서 부정선거를 할 거라고 우리가 진입하는 데도 굉장히 저항이 많았다. 그러니까
So, Madam Chair, in 2015, France did in fact did a pilot election project, and that's when we also went in to bid for the Congo project. But we came out on top in 2017 with the main contract. But France and all these European countries that you've mentioned, they were in fact in one bid, one team with the back then dictator Kabila of DRC. And they were trying to smear campaign against us and try to sabotage us, so we would not get, in fact, the contract in DRC.
그래서
You're saying that France and Belgium were involved with the losing bidders and were hence disgruntled and bent on vilifying Miru? Is that the situation you're describing?
To make a correction, as they were the competing companies back then, they tried to do everything in their powers to not make us win the contract.
근데 그 1년 동안에 그렇게 계속 방해를 받았는데 선거 날 야당이 됐기 때문에 그런 거에 대해서 다 클리어 됐다고.
But certainly the Catholic Church is not a bidder. Why is it that the Catholic Church also vehemently questioned the results?
I answer that, ma'am. Madam Chair, the Catholic Church, some organizations, NGOs, they are, in fact, whether it's Miru or any other company, they're just plainly against using any voting machines. They just want manual. So it was the Catholic Church.
Why would it be in the interest of a church to select between manual and automated?
Well, because,
don't think that's entirely believable.
Yes, men. They are very mistrustful of then the government administration, including the president back then. But then after the election, the president lost the election. There was a change in new presidency. So, in fact, the majority
But
of
what was the role of the Catholic Church in all of this?
they're like an NGO, like a watcher. But initially,
Understand that they had 40,000 watchers, as a matter of fact, in Congo, which is why they say that, in fact, it was abundantly clear to them and the 40,000 watchers that Miru's system failed.
그 어느 나라든지 그 반대하는 NGO가 많이 있다. 네,
얘기를 하시.
네, 거기까지만 얘기하면 돼요. 어느 나라든지 반대하는.
Madam Chair, in any country, there are certain NGOs that would reject or try to go against our our systems. Sorry, not our systems, just the election systems.
Yes, we know how controversial this entire business is, but is there any proof that the 2018 elections in Congo are, as you say, above board and credible?
Yes, ma'am. We also,
Because all the reports that we have in hand are otherwise.
yes, we also have a formal letter from the chairman of the Elections Commission of DR Congo. Which we also submitted as a part of our document submission.
Yes, but are there any international bodies that attested to the same?
There wasn't any request for such thing, or so
The concern is that recently, earlier this year, Congo once again conducted elections, and Miru was once again in the spotlight. It had something to do with smudged ID cards, so that the government of Congo was forced to allow people to vote disregarding the cards issued by Miru because they were all smudged. Since so many were unusable, the government proceeded with the election no longer requiring ID cards. So if Miru cannot properly provide ID cards, what is our assurance that it can provide a well-functioning election system?
그 아이디 카드는 임시 카드로서 우리가 한 6개월 정도 사용하는 걸로 알고, 그러니까 서멀 프린터 방식으로 제공했는데, 그 아이디 카드를 지갑에 넣지 않고 햇빛에 그냥 두는 경우에 지워진 건데, 그 이후에 선거 전에 우리가 지워지지 않는 다른 시스템을 다 공급을 해줬다고 말씀드립니다.
So for the case of ID cards, we supplied image cards that will last about 6 months through the thermal printer type as requested by the commission back then. But if the ID cards,
But you are admitting that the first batch of ID cards were smudged or somehow unusable, so that you had to provide replacement cards. Is that correct?
Yes.
yes, we replaced everything.
If the simple matter of issuing ID cards is not done by Miru, what's our assurance that a well-functioning election system can actually be provided by Miru either?
아이디 카드 경우에는 우리가 그 종이 업체 카드 그 원 종이를 발주내는데 코팅할 때 아마 문제가 있었던 것 같다.
So with the issuance of the ID cards, we understand that I think there was some problems with the coding of the ID cards for the paper company.
그게 당장 문제가 됐으면 우리가 대처를 했을 텐데 한 4-5개월 지나면서 흐려지기 시작해서 우리도 늦게 알았다.
If we had catched on very quickly, it would have not been an issue. But after 4 to 5 months in, that's when we realized. So
Yes, but surely the printing of the ID cards was part and parcel of your contract in any case and your responsibility thereafter.
그 카드 프린터 재료는 미루 프로덕이 아니기 때문에 우리가 그 관리 차원에서 그런 것 같은데 지금 필리핀의 경우는 전부 우리가 기술을 가지고 있는 그런 에어리아만 지금 하고 있다. 네.
So with the card printer, it was not in fact produced by Miru, our company, but we will be now maintaining and supervising in all aspects of the Philippine election systems, and we are highly technically experts on this aspects of the AES.
그리고 현재
if I may add, Madam, Miru has been in elections business for over 15 years, including Korea, with a lot more sophisticated machines.
Supplier in
In Korea, yes,
South Korea.
yes, ma'am.
Also conducts the elections, right? In South
Yes, ma'am.
Korea.
Yeah. And we've been doing this for a long time, and we actually design and develop and actually manufacture our devices. So we're not like an SI company just doing software, getting products from third party. So we actually develop, design and develop and manufacture our products. So we have the technology competence over other companies, man.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, we take that into account. Maybe we go back to Comelec. We assure the public that the last time the NBank will conduct an investigation into the Miru systems because of certain derogatory reports already discussed previously. Aside from these alleged certifications from the UN and the poll commissions of both Iraq and Congo, what else did you do? Because during the hearing in the House of Representatives, it was raised that Comelec did not bother to get the side of the election watchdogs that criticized the elections in both Iraq and Congo. Is it true? I mean, we heard so many complaints from France, from Belgium, all partners in the Philippines and with representatives here. We also heard from the Catholic Church, surely overly, if not thoroughly represented in the Philippines. Why did the Comelec not bother to get the side of the complainants?
Madam Chair, Your Honor, as far as the Public Act 9184 is concerned, this can be confirmed by the representative of GPPB. The reason why the SBAC will go deeper as regards a particular document is if there is, for example, that document produced during the post-qualification. The reason why the country Congo appeared during the conduct of the post-qualification was because Meru submitted the SLCC, the single largest completed contract in Meru, in Congo. And so our Bids and Awards Committee verified what really happened in Congo, including we received the certification coming from the President of the Electoral Commission of Congo. And as far as all other issues such as Iraq, such as France and the other entities mentioned by the Honorable Chair, these things did not really appear during the post-qualification. Individually, as members
But
of
they
the...
have appeared now.
Yeah.
I think we need to hear the other side. I mean, clearly, isn't it self-interest that would propel the electoral commissions to certify that all the elections previous were in fact above board? Siguro kailangan naman pakinggan yung mga nagrereklamo na hindi daw tama at sapat yung Miru doon sa Iraq and Congo elections, yung paggamit ng kanilang sistema. So, is it wise to rely on these certifications that may or may not be self-serving? Hindi ba dapat magpatulong sa DFA para malaman kung ano nga ba talaga ang nangyari?
Madam Chair, like for example in the case of Congo, our Commissioner Maceda is now presently in Russia as an election observation mission for the conduct of the Russian presidential election. And there he was able to meet the President of Congo. And the President of Congo attested to the certification that he issued. In fact, the exact word was that they are so happy with Meru system when they used the system of Meru during the conduct of the Congo election. So,
Siguro yan talaga ang sasabihin ng sino mang nanalo. Paano naman yung kabila?
Madam Chair, that's like the president, the chairman of the Commission on Election of Congo. Because all the electoral bodies worldwide were invited by Russia to monitor the election. And likewise, Madam Chair, as far as the SBAC of the Comelec is concerned, the SBAC will just rely on the document as submitted, and it's up now to the members of the NBank to whether to accept, to adopt the recommendation of our SBAC and or see for ourselves. For example, Madam Chair,
Mr. Chairman, but would it not be wise and prudent to also enjoin the DFA to ask for some help with regard to France, Belgium, and the Catholic Church. Tanungin natin para ano bang nangyari talaga. Kasi mahirap to ang nagsasabi na okay, talaga lahat na yan nakaupo, ano lahat sila, Comelec dun sa ibang bansa, alangan naman sabihin nila, pangit yung ginawa nila. Kaya gusto natin malaman kung ano ba talaga yung nangyari kasi we're only hearing one side. Paano naman yung kapila?
Madam Chair, individually the members of the NBank, me personally, I investigated on what really happened. I was really...
Can we get some certification in hand? Baka naman yung DFA can help us with this?
Yes, Madam Chair. But however, yeah, we can certainly do that.
Pero it's too late na.
Yes, we were time pressed at that time. Your Honor, 6 months po kasi ima-manufacture ang mga machines. After 6 months, Madam Chair, you have 2 months international certification. After 2 months, you have 1.5 months na source code review, Madam Chair, and then you are going to test the machines.
Sige, alam natin parati na lang yan ang dahilan na talagang we're pressed for time. Kaya lang, ano kung sa 2025, mangyari yung allegedly nangyari sa Iraq, 75% of voting machines will fail. Or yung nangyari sa Congo, 45.01% of the polling places will experience issues. What will the Comelec do? Are you prepared to undertake a manual count? Mano-mano tayo nito. Pag nag-glitch yan, kasi admitido sila, nagkaroon talaga sila ng problema doon sa early or first round of voting. Tapos nauwi sila sa bilangan, mano-mano. Yan ba gagawin natin, mano-mano?
Madam Chair, in the case of Iraq, because po yun ang dinidiscuss din po natin, yung sa Iraq po, ang nakalagay po ay conduct of the election. It would really appear that there is no problem as far as the machines are concerned, as explained by Miru. It's really the election management. And that was likewise the content, Madam Chair, of the report of UNAMI, the United Nations mission in Iraq, which was actually created by the Security Council as per the request.
Let's not confuse them. Yung Iraq na 75% fail, talagang nag-fail. Nagkaroon ng digital backup, pero sinasabi nila transmission failure. Pero may nag-fail.
Early voting, Madam Chair. Early voting po yan, Madam Chair.
Logistics failure. Sa Congo yun, yung 45. So, ang aking problema, kapag hindi umandar yung mga machine, upwards of 75%, mauuwi tayo sa manual.
Madam Chair, na-test naman po namin yung mga machines, and in all fairness, nandiyan po sa labas lahat ng machines dinala ng Miru. And in all fairness, Madam Chair, even the DOST had issued a certification, and likewise po,
Parating umaandar pag ideal conditions. Andito tayo sa Senate, walang brownout, hindi kinakaladkad sa baku-bakong mga kalsada, walang pumipitik sa kung ano-anong machine. Under these ideal conditions, parating umaandar, di ba, sa lahat ng test pilot natin?
Madam Chair, nag-field test po, and part po yan ng mock election, pati part po ng DOST. Pati nga po yung lalagyan, Madam Chair, ngayon, dati-rati po yung ating previous provider, styro lang po yun at saka box. Ngayon po, iba po yung lalagyan. So, pati po yung ballot box nga, na-test din po lahat ng technical working group ng commission, and we were so satisfied with the outcome. In fact po, even the other citizens arm, NAMFREL, PPCRB, even Lente was there. I present po during all the aspect of the procurement.
Kapag nagkaroon ng digital failure, sabihin natin ayaw natin ng manual, anong backup po?
Your Honor, Madam Chair, the manual count is always the last backup in any automated election.
Pero may digital backup pa tayo kasi ayaw natin mauwi sa manual. Aabutin tayo ng siyam-siyam?
Yes, Madam Chair. In fact po, this time, in the terms of reference, before, isa lang po yung repair hub natin sa Santa Rosa. And then in the last election, regional. Ngayon po, Miru had agreed that all the repair hubs will be in all the provinces of the country. And so mas mabilis po yung mas mabilis po ngayon kung sakasakali. But however, Madam Chair, everything will have to do with the customization. Napaka-importante po yung customization part ng makina. And we will have to be very, we will observe really how the Miru will customize the machine.
The ICT is here. Asek Paraiso, would you like to attest to the functioning of these machines? Apparently, the machines, Minority Leader, in the next room if anyone's interested in a demo. Yes, Asek. Testing daw ninyo.
Well, Madam Chair, yes, we can confirm that the ICT as part of the Comelec Advisory Council and the technical working group, we have tested the machines. We are part of the group that tested the machines, Madam Chair.
And what preparations have the ICT and Comelec undertaken in the event that there are problems?
Definitely, Madam Chair. We will be promulgating the necessary guidelines for purposes of handling situation as mentioned by the chair. Like for example, for failure to transmit or the machine will fail, we will be promulgating that guidelines. We always issue po yung ganung guidelines po just in case. Yung pong before, Madam Chair, luma po kasi mga makina natin. Dito po, Miro will be, because we will be leasing new machines. Hindi po ito old machines, new machines, and again we will be having our contingency measures or procedures that will be set in place for the automated election.
Please apprise the committee on that regard kasi wala pa kami naririnig dyan. Minority Leader, there's only a single representative for the three-party consortium. But I understand that Mr. Ernani Lim is prepared to speak on behalf of St. Timothy, of also the other groups. Is that correct, Mr. Lim? You will be answering all the questions with regard to the other companies involved.
Yes, Madam Chair.
All right. So kung ganon, yes po.
May we know who appointed Mr. Lim? Ernani Lim. In Venice na. How was, who appointed you? How was it done? Sino?
Your Honor, during our meeting internally, they appointed me as the representative for this particular session. But if you are going to ask me on paper whether we have a certification from all the members of the JV, wala po. I'm sorry.
JV, the joint venture does not have its own anong tawag, registration with the SEC, formal registration with the SEC. Wala. You just exist because of the contract, a joint venture contract.
You're correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so with that kind of an entity, how does that kind of an entity authorize somebody? In what form? Siguro, logic tells us, tatlong board resolution siguro. Yata, yun na lang yung pinakamalapit nating ano. So you do not have that, Mr. Lim?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't have that.
Did you represent the joint venture before Comelec? Never.
Not yet po.
So hindi pa natin natitest yung authority ni Mr. Lim, ma'am. Even sa Comelec, hindi pala siya nag-appear eh. So you just came here to tell us na walang the president of any of the three, wala rin. Of the three corporations.
Wala po, Your Honor.
Miro is here siguro. Miro is one of the three.
Hindi
No.
po, the fourth.
The fourth.
So
And then the
that's-
three are the Filipino corporations
Yes,
that
yes, so the
partnered
three,
with them.
Wala ni presidente ng tatlo. Wala. What is a construction company doing involving itself in election systems?
Your Honor, when we formed the group, each one has its own responsibility. In the case of St. Timothy, they will be a financial supporter because of the amount that is involved in investing for the project.
Chair, our golden age of infrastructure has led us to the fact that only construction companies have the capital. No? Ganun na nangyayari. At because ganun din yung excuse, Mr. Chairman, Comelec na sa laptop eh. Construction company ang nag-supply ng laptop sa DepEd. So mapapakamot ka talaga ng ulo mo eh. Paano nangyayari? So and it's all about the financial muscle of the construction company. So this may have been the result of the so-called golden age of infrastructure, Madam Chair.
Golden for some, sir, yes. Yeah, I'd like to carry on with that. We're very perplexed by the role of a construction company in the lease of these vote counting machines. At you have admitted na sila ang magdadala ng pera. Ang ibig sabihin, ang Miro walang pera?
Madam Chair, not all, but Miro will have, of course, everyone in the consortium has its own share based on the responsibility given to them.
Yung isa pa kasi, dun sa Articles of Incorporation ng St. Timothy, ang liwaliwanag na parang construction lang talaga ang papel niya, general contracting. At no point is there anything in the primary purpose of the Articles of Incorporation filed with the SEC indicating that they would have anything to do with election exercises. Kaya, binago ba nila yan? Binago ba nila yung AOI nila to lease automated vote counting machines? It's not encompassed in their purpose as a construction company.
Madam Chair, that is something I have to refer to them.
Yes, please
Unfortunately
do,
po.
because I am very perplexed. The SEC documents only indicate that they will be limited to construction, correction, repairing, remodeling, renovation, rehab, maintenance, and otherwise to engage in other such works. Furthermore, I'd like to ask Mr. Lim, or if you're unable to answer, in 2014, yung St. Timothy, yung capital niya, nasa 11 million lang. So, hindi mo talaga tatakbuhan siya para mangutang o magbigay ng financial capacity sa isang joint venture. Kasi 11 million yang siya noong 2014. Oo, andun lang siya talaga, nakapako lang siya sa 11 million. Pagkatapos, ang nangyari niyan, in 2022, in the span of 8 years, biglang yung assets umabot na ng 3.6 billion and the revenues reached 7+ billion. To make things even more incredible, yung paid up capital of the company from 11 million 2014, mid-2021 naging 44 million, by 2022 nasa 1 billion na. And there was no change in the names or the shareholders, and the shareholdings of its president, Maria Roma Rimando, went from 43.7 million to a whopping 975 million, or almost 1 billion. So clearly, there's a sudden infusion of money into the company immediately after the pandemic. Right after, in 2021, biglang lumaki. So, ang tanong ko, who infused all this cash? Why? Was it the alleged owner, Ms. Rimando? And where did she get all this money from, virtually overnight?
Madam Chair, I have to apologize because I cannot answer that. I think the proper resource there would be from St. Timothy.
Ayun na nga, kaya nagtatanong ako, pero sabi mo, kayang-kaya mo sagutin lahat ng tanong eh. Yan na nga ang problema eh. Yes, please.
Are you even a stockholder of any of the three corporations, Mr. Lim? You're
Wala
not.
po, sir.
Pati kaya napili? Are you a lawyer?
No, I'm not, sir. I'm from ICS, the third party of the consortium.
As an employee?
Yes po.
Okay, so,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah, so maybe-
I don't think we should recognize Mr. Lim to represent
we shouldn't
we should require them to send the proper.
But maybe Comelec can help. Presumably, you did due diligence on these companies you're dealing with and that you awarded bids to.
Madam Chair.
Use the cash overnight right after the pandemic. And then what's even weirder, so there's this rapid rise in these assets and income of this company, which is limited to general contracting. Suddenly, the primary owner, this Ms. Remando, determines to sell. Kumikita ng milyon-milyon, itong kumpanya, bilyon-bilyon ang kinikita, biglang binenta. Bakit ganun? Hindi ba kayo nagtaka sa mga pangyayaring ito?
Madam Chair, as far as the Comelec is concerned, we relied solely and exclusively under Republic Act 9184. And under Republic Act 9184.
Told me, Chairman, repeatedly that it is not prohibited, nor is it required that an IT company be involved. So it's not prohibited na construction. Pero kagila-gilalas naman itong kumpanyan to. Parang ang daming pangyayari na hindi mapaliwanag.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, this company submitted 121 ongoing contracts. And likewise, our Special Region Awards Committee through our TWG verified as to whether this company had been blacklisted or even suspended by the DPWH or even by the PhilJet. And it would
So these 121 ongoing contracts are public works contracts.
131, Madam Chair, 131.
Public works contracts.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, did it not occur to any of us that a conflict of interest may arise if the proponents were politicians possibly running in 2025?
Madam Chair, we verified likewise with the registration, and it would appear that there are no names who are politicians in the board. And
About the board, hindi ba, yung mga proponents, parati namang mayor, congressman, senador, tatakbo yan ng 2025, hindi pa alanganin ang lagay ninyo dyan?
we don't think so.
Kasi puro public works to. Mahirap paniwalaan na hindi politika.
Meron naman po pa, Madam Chair, na dalawa pang kasama, yung pong
St.
ICS.
Tayo, tapusin muna natin yung St. Timothy. Baka alam naman ng Comelec kasi syempre mag-due diligence po kayo.
Yes, Madam Chair, we with all due respect, we did our due diligence. We verified with
Coherent, plausible explanation for the sudden infusion of capital. And just when the company becomes a billionaire, the primary owner lets go of all her shares.
as far as the Comelec is concerned, Madam Chair, we are not aware of such a fact as to the.
It's all on record, sir. It's in the SEC.
Yes, Madam Chair, but because we checked the ongoing contracts and
A. Python, the fellow who bought the shares of the former president and is the biggest shareholder. Sino naman siya?
with all due respect, Madam Chair, maybe really the company, maybe the company can answer that.
Kilala mo si Opaline Python? Siya yung bumili kay Miss Rimando.
Your Honor, hindi rin po sa akin personally familiar siya.
Di mo rin kilala?
Ma'am, a question from
Yes,
Mr. Lim.
minor.
In the meeting of the three corporations, who attended the meeting for St. Timothy?
Your Honor, kasi last we were advised that when the Senate requested the presence of St. Timothy, they were all out of town. So they spoke to.
Sabi mo kasi na may meeting yung tatlo, you were authorized. So,
Apo.
who represented St. Timothy in your authorization?
Si Centerpoint po kasi one of called si St. Timothy and they said they cannot send any representative. That's why I will be the one to represent the three consortium.
Kaya nga, sino nga who made the decision for St. Timothy to authorize you? Kasi tatlo nga authorize you eh. Sino? Hindi mo alam? Hindi mo rin alam?
Hindi po.
Sige. We will no longer ask you any question, Mr. Lim, kasi
Yes, I don't
you're
think
not
so.
authorized. I am sorry. I'm sorry for
Unang
still recognizing you.
papel.
Wala siyang personality pa. Opo.
Kaya wala nga siyang personality. Ang hirap naman ito. Can you help us, Comelec? In as much as kayo ang nagpakilala nitong mga pangalan sa amin, sino-sino ba ito? Bakit hindi ninyo kilala? Hindi sumisipot. Never ninyo nakita to. Nakarecord naman tong Opaline E. Python. He acquired the shares of the former president at may BIR ba kayo nito? Sino ba ito na napakalalaki naman ng halaga nito?
Madam Chair, ang commission po, again, with all due respect, nag-rely po kami doon sa mismong representation ng joint venture because yung JB po.
Sila ng papel sa inyo, baka naman may special power of attorney or something na binigay sa Comelec.
Yung joint venture, Madam Chair,
The joint venture is not registered in the SEC. So it's only a consortium among them. So how can they, like the minority leader said earlier, appoint someone on behalf of all four?
yes, Madam Chair, we check with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the three, and we found out that maganda naman po yung kanilang record with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And as far as the ongoing contracts are concerned, we determined if there were delays or negative slippage, pero wala po kaming nakita rin, Madam Chair.
As a matter of fact, there has been a complaint to the chairperson that St. Timothy Construction Company should be a valid contracting company. Isn't that correct?
Madam Chair, when during on the day of the signing of the contract, we at this representation received a letter allegedly coming from St. Timothy, Madam Chair. However, we will submit to the committee the same letter, supposedly with the corporate secretary certificate, did not even contain the ID or the for purposes of the verification.
Tanggap, pambira ng Comelec, 19 billion na kontrata.
Madam Chair,
Kung sino-sino bibigyan.
during the signing of the contract, the representative of St. Timothy was there, the lawyer, the former Secretary Kaintik of the ICT, the former
Yes, of course.
Manny Kaintik was there. He was the lawyer of St. Timothy. And I personally asked, okay, we will proceed with the signing, no question, no objection. And I told him there was a letter which was emailed a few hours before the signing, and they said that we should proceed.
Okay, problema ko rito, di ba construction company nga siya. Ngayon, may nagsabi sa amin, di ba yung contracting company, meron niyang lisensya. Ngayon, nung chinek namin sa PICAB online, regular license online, ang laki-laki doon, expired ang kontrata at lisensya nitong contracting company. Was it renewed? Does anybody know why are we awarding to an expired contracting company?
Ask Mr. Lim.
No more asking Mr. Lim. Yeah, that's correct. Yes, maybe Comelec knows. You're contracting with a non-existent construction company. Paano ba to?
Madam Chair, personally, I asked the executive director of PICAB. Yes,
Somebody called and said, contracting company ba talaga yan? Kasi asan yung permit? E di napatingin kami, andun sa online. Pag tinignan mo, St. Timothy, may ganon, expired.
yes, Madam Chair, but based on the verification of yours truly, before I signed even the contract, the executive director confirmed that they did not blacklist the St. Timothy. It has ongoing contracts with the government, and so we personally, I do not
But it
really know.
doesn't even have a valid pickup license to operate as a contracting company.
Pasensya na po, Madam Chair, pero iba po yung report mismo sa atin po nung executive director ng PICAB, Madam Chair.
Okay, so perhaps Chairman George Garcia, as well as Commissioner Bulay, and those in charge of finance, the Bids and Awards Committee, perhaps we can get your assistance on St. Timothy, its papers, its owners, its financial history, and apparently its contracting history as well. Sana sumipot naman sila kasi nahirapan tayong lahat.
Yes, Madam Chair, we are going to submit to the committee all the documents that we have, the financial documents that we have submitted by the joint venture, the Filipino partners.
Kilala ninyo to si Miss Rimando? Na-meet ninyo? O yung bagong may-ari, yung Opaline Python, na-meet po ninyo?
Hindi po, Madam Chair.
Nakipag-deal sa St. Timothy si Manika Intiklang?
The council, and meron po silang inauthorize with special power of attorney, Miss Valerie Manahan, Miss Valerie Manahan, Madam Chair, with special power of attorney. Yes, Madam Chair.
Pwede pa kumbidahin lahat yan kasi kailangan maliwanagan tayo, no? Is Valerie Manahan present? Andito daw. Andito ba si Valerie Manahan? Baka kaya naman ninyo ipaliwanag to. She manifested her presence earlier on behalf of St. Timothy. Kanina, nung nagro-roll call tayo at nag-acknowledge ng resource, wala na po. Parang she was here kanina eh. Anyway, mukhang wala na rito. Okay, so I wanted to go back to something that the minority leader mentioned earlier. Bakit kinailangan ng napakaraming partner? Sabi ninyo, Miru not only designs and manages software electoral systems, it even manufactures hardware, it even creates new innovations, etc. No, it's a very well-placed, high-tech Korean company. Bakit kinailangan pa nito yung integrated computer systems at saka center point solution technology? Why did they need two more companies? Anybody in Miru would like to answer? For undertaking an electoral exercise on your own, and that in fact you conduct very wide range research and development on hardware and software in Korea, Congo, Iraq, and elsewhere. Why is it that you needed two more IT companies in order to bid for this contract?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. For two reasons, ma'am. One is that for the training, and the other is for the rollout and the implementation of the devices. Because we normally don't in Iraq or other countries, we don't do the logistics. Only to deliver the devices to the appointed warehouse of the elections commissions of those countries. But here we are assigned to be responsible for the training, all the trainings and the logistics as well. So we need those IT companies, ma'am.
So your which one is your training arm? Is it Centerpoint or integrated?
ICS is our training, right? And the rollout as well, right? And the center point.
And Centerpoint is the
Oh, okay.
logistics? Because Centerpoint does not appear to be a logistics company at all. We have several logistics companies in the Philippines. This is a technology company. It's not a logistics company.
Yes, ma'am. So what center point is for the training as well? Training and the part of logistics, right? Can you answer that? Oh. No. Training and rollout. Center point, right? And the training is ICS. Okay. Madam Chair, the center point is for the rollout. ICS is for the training. So we need those two companies to support us.
The other question that comes to mind is, what's the capitalization of Miru? You are a global multinational company.
Yes, ma'am.
Stocks,
아니. 그렇게 얘기하지 마시고.
what your capitalization is at
자산이
this
얼마나
point.
되냐 물어봐요. 자산, 어떻게 돼요?
I know that it's a very, very large multinational. Perhaps you can
Wow.
inform us?
100 million? About approximately 100.
I tried very hard to look in the Korean websites, but I don't read Korean and translate didn't work. So you'll have to help us.
Our apologies, madam. Approximately 100 million US dollars.
So is that a large company by Korean standards? You said you undertook South Korean elections on your own.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
So it's, well, not large, but kind of mid-sized
yeah,
company.
size, that's correct. But earlier on, we were informed that the necessity for a construction company was because you lacked capital. So you had to bring on board St. Timothy's. But I believe that you are perfectly able to finance this operation. It is, after all, 19 billion pesos.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. It's just the requirement here, just very unique to Philippines. When it's called NFCC, which we don't necessarily meet that in other countries. Here, NFCC, the ceiling level is very high.
What's FCC? Sorry.
Net financial contracting capacity, Madam Chair.
Sorry.
And net financial contracting capacity, which was actually taken care of by St. Timothy, Madam Chair. Sila po yung nag-submit ng
So
NFCC.
Miru did not have the debt financial contracting capacity for 19 billion.
Sa kanila pong sinabit, Madam Chair. Ang sa kanila po, Madam Chair, ay yung SLCC, single largest contract. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, Madam Chair. Yes. Yung sa Congo po ang nasubmit nila.
The single largest is a similar activity, election na kaya nila.
Yeah.
Pero pagdating sa financial,
St. Timothy po.
because why? That must be Filipino?
60%
that
must
must be
yes,
Filipino.
Madam Chair.
Combined. Combined. So, in-attribute ninyo 60% dun sa tatlong Filipino, 40% from Miru, and then you found out that together, all four, they qualify, they comply with the NFCC. Ganun po ba yan?
Yes, Madam Chair, Your Honor.
Ganun pala, Madam Chair. May limit din
Yeah, may limit
even
to
though let us say
60%.
Miru could be a billionaire, multi-billionaire dollar
Right.
corporation. Yung
Philippine
part ng kanyang
component.
part ng kanyang financial contribution is limited to 40%.
To 40%, Madam Chair, Your Honor.
40%. I see. Okay, now that makes sense. Thank you very much. So you'll help us with St. Timothy. In the meantime, did the committee secretary tell us that they were going to attend? In fact, she was here, right? Yes, Valerie Manahan. So they didn't, they told us they will attend or not attend? What is the...
So, Madam Chair,
Yes po.
one topic lang muna ako.
Yes,
So Miru Systems has been handling the elections in South Korea?
Sir.
For how long already?
Since 2005. Okay.
Is it 15?
Since 2005, man.
Since 2005. Okay. Comelec, did we check their the feedback from South Korea? Performance from South
Yes,
Korea?
Madam Chair. In fact, during the signing of the contract, the ambassador was present to witness the signing of the contract, and maganda po yung lahat ng sinasabi niya sa Miru as the representative of the government of South Korea.
But let's say online resources na check natin anong feedback sa. There have been some close elections in South Korea, right? Recently, very close elections.
Yes, sir. Somewhat close.
Can we get what's the difference between the winner and the second placer in the presidential election, in the last presidential election?
That's
Percentage.
about 0.1.
Yeah, less than 1%. Very close here.
0.7%, sir.
0.7%.
0.7%. Very
Yeah.
close election.
close.
Yes. Did we get the opinion of the loser, Chairman?
We did not po, Madam Chair. Your Honor.
Because in Korea they have strong party system, so there must be a party stand. The party which lost the election should have would most likely have a party stand on the results of the election. So we better get that honest position or feedback from the losing party, Madam Chair. Yes, Mr. Ken. No.
Sir, yeah. Just commenting on that, sir. Korean voters generally have lot more trust in the system that's being used in Korea. So the losers don't appeal like other countries like in Iraq or
Since,
DR Congo.
so you've been handling South Korean presidential elections?
Presidential and also for the upcoming general election, local election as well.
Local, okay, since 2005,
2005, sir.
so making it how many elections?
지금 몇 번
There are many small elections, maybe
그러니까
over than 600.
Okay, but in the presidential elections, how many? That's the nationwide. Is the presidential election nationwide? Okay. Yeah.
No, but yeah, four presidential
So
elections.
four
sir.
presidential elections nationwide.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that.